green. So boom. So we got to move right along here, and we gotta keep going because it's time. It's time for the POLITI-SHOCK Hour of Rage, and you know what that means. So, like I said, the Rage of Aquarius had like 45, 46, 47,000 people watching on freaking what's that called? Rumble alone last Sunday night, and you got to remember, we do another show that we do it now. We do it live now, and then we re-air it on Friday nights. So thank you. We've had millions of people watch it on this network all over the world. So it's pretty damn cool. And with that, we have just a quick little 40-second break. And then I bring in the one and the only, my partner, the man, the myth, the legend, Josh Bernstein. So here we go. Wait a minute. Wait for it.
I didn't think you had it in you.
I'm your huckleberry.
You look like somebody just walked over your grave. We started a game we never got to finish. Play for blood, remember?
I was just fooling about.
I wasn't. Say when.
Just because I had to. So whatever, it is what it is. There we are. Wait a minute, here it is. Boom, there he is. And Josh, just like that, you appear. Say his name and he appears. What's up, dude?
What's up, my man? You ready for an action-packed hour?
Abso-freaking-lutely. Dude, I started off this show with an epic rant, not even a rant, just talking about what's your favorite type of porn and making goat noises. And then I remembered I forgot to add myself to my own show, so nobody heard it. So it's probably a good thing.
Yeah, probably.
Yes, it was all right, though. So what's up, dude? Where are we gonna start in this? That's a nice background. Holy shit!
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I got one coming for you too.
Thank you.
I got one coming for you. This is the Hour of Rage one. I got all new ones that are gonna look similar to this for the Sunday show. So yeah, we're gonna be styling. Trust me, it's gonna look good.
Pretty spiffy there, buddy. Yeah. You know, I like it. It's very patriotic.
I'd have to get out of the way.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I like it. I like it a lot. Cool. So, again, over 45, 46, 47,000 people on Rumble alone last week.
That's amazing. I mean, the week before we had I think 12,700.
Yeah. And then
bam, hit 46,000. So let's see what we can do. That's this hour, right?
We're taking notice. So where do we go first? Because, there's so much to talk about. Obviously, I'm still in a celebratory mood. That's what I was talking about. My new favorite porn is killing radical Islam porn. Watching Iranian dictators die.
Jihad porn, as we'll call it.
That's good. That's good. Jihad porn. Yes, it's very fun.
There's a lot of it, too. It's all over the place. I mean, we're seeing it on some of these other websites that no one really sees. I mean, it's gruesome. There's a lot of good stuff out there.
I love it. Dude, they sank a freaking battleship with a torpedo for the first time since World War II.
Yeah.
That's just fit. That was just because, it was great.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, why wait till then? Like, how come since World War II? Why didn't we do that, with the last thing that we did in June with the last operation? You know what I mean? But that one was that was over before it even started.
Oh, God.
At least it seemed anyway.
That was quick and painless, and it's just so wonderful to see. But all right, let's go to topic number one and touch on that. So
obviously, I think topic number one breaking today is obviously Kristi Noem no longer at DHS, and of course the reasons behind it are aplenty. I actually wrote something on X on it, so I'll kind of explain a little bit, but here it is. So these are the reasons why Kristi Noem is no longer at DHS. They relocated her. In other words, they gave her a different job. She became the envoy to whatever, some kind of special envoy to take down the drug cartels. So she'll be working with Hegseth and things like that. So that's kind of cool. But number one, it was her testimony in the hearing, and in particular, it was Senator Kennedy's, in which she basically said that President Trump said something that he's saying that he didn't say. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. And then, of course, there's been rumors forever that she's been doing the high horse and banging Lewandowski for the longest time as well. But the number two reason is, I have to say it, President Trump, he caved to Democrat pressures. All the stuff with the shootings with Pretty and Good and all that. And obviously they earned their shootings, right? And everything else that happened to them. But that doesn't matter because the left went absolutely crazy. And so they used her in some respects as a scapegoat, I would say, at this point. And so they're trying to turn down the heat, if you will, from DHS. The other reason is that they're trying to reopen DHS. They're trying to refund DHS. So one of the Democrats' complaints were, we want to impeach her, we want her gone, we want her to be fired, we want her to resign, whatever. So now they got their wish. So they're thinking at this point they can, of course, get it back opened. The other thing is as a bargaining chip for that, but also she could be, used much more effectively in the other role that she's going to be in. And I don't know. I mean, it's crazy. She got scapegoated. Let's face it. I think she was great.
So
I didn't think she was a bad DHS secretary really at all. I thought she was really, really good. And then here's the other question. Why was Markwayne Mullins chosen? Does anybody know? Do you know why?
No.
It's pretty simple. Because he's part of the club. He's part of the Senate. And so if they're going to do a confirmation, they've got to make sure that they can get this person confirmed. I'll tell you right now, not only do you have Fetterman's vote, but I would say you probably have 2 to 3 more votes from Democrats, and he'll slide right through as the next DHS secretary. So
it's a smart move. I've heard him speak. I like what he says, but I pretty much hate the whole lot of them. But I do like him as much as I can like him. I wish I agree with you completely. She was scapegoated, but I do think the position she's getting is pretty damn cool. The whole thing just being announced this Saturday with all the South American presidents at Mar-a-Lago. I forgot what it's called. The something North American
Special Envoy to the Americas, I think.
Americas, yeah. Which is kind of badass. And I like Christie too. I always like Christie. She may very well be banging Corey. I don't know. But hey, you do you, Corey. I mean, I think
good for him, I guess, right?
Right. I think Corey's a freaking cool ass guy, and I've always got.
Yeah, I interviewed him a long time ago.
Yeah,
many years ago. He was a good guy.
I like him. He was always good to me. But at the same time, Christie did her thing, and what pissed me off, the little bit that I did see was Tom Tillis sitting there, like, screeching like a libtard asshole. And, at Christy Nome, I wish, no matter what anybody says, I mean, I actually like what Pam Bondi did in the Senate. I thought it was great when she just like fires back at them. But when she said, you're a failed ex-lawyer, you're a lawyer, or not even a lawyer anymore. You're too stupid to do that. I think it was great. Or you could be the Kennedy approach, which is just like hardcore, but speak from a place of knowledge. And then there's the Christy Nome, like silent assassin thing. Not Christy Nome, Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah.
There's different approaches. I thought Christy, she could have done better. But at the same time, I feel for her. But everybody had to run and say, she was fired. Even Fox News, she was fired. Everybody's saying she was fired. Like, I mean, she was removed, but like she was kicked out of the administration. She's given a pretty significant role. So she went from America to essentially the entire, the Americas, if you will.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I wanted, what's her name? Carrie Lake. Yeah, I thought Carrie Lake would have been perfect for that position, but I don't know. I guess they figured that Nome would be easier to get through confirmation. Apparently it worked.
Well, I hope Mark Wayne does the same approach that Rubio does. Be that person. Don't be the opposite. We haven't really seen that yet in this administration. So, and again, Rubio, we've talked about this many times, but just when that one Democrat said, "I regret voting for you," and Mark Rubio saying that that's how I know I'm doing a great job. You know, like that's
exactly
the little Marco. He's big Marco.
Yeah, and Mullins, obviously there'll be a special election right now because of that, and so, I mean, this is Oklahoma. I mean, you're not going to have a Democrat win a special election. That's number one. That's why they chose him. And then also, I would say that he's an MMA fighter. He's MAGA. He's America first all the way.
Yeah. So
I got a little cold. So I'm kind of, a little bit.
Do you need a flu shot?
No, I definitely don't need a flu shot. That's
you
for
a
sure.
flu shot live in the air and didn't get your
not doing that.
Some vaccinations make the world go round. This are ivermectin right now. Anyway, so all right. So that whole situation was what it was. It pissed me off seeing that the loudest screeching assholes were Republicans, but typical. Typical.
Yeah. But here's the thing: there's such a 2-tier, million-tier, trillion-tier justice system here because Mayorkas should literally be charged with treason.
Yes.
I mean, he has the blood on hundreds of thousands of Americans' hands, the blood on his hands, and it's just ridiculous that he's still walking free. He's not charged with anything, and yet she's, a scapegoat because she ran $200,000 or $200 million in ads so that we can get people to leave the country. It doesn't make any sense.
No. Typical. You know how the game is, but whatever. Politics. It's disgusting, but this is what we do. All right. So where do we go next?
I would say this is a major issue and a major problem. Imagine a Muslim woman running as a Republican, a fake Republican, of course, in North Carolina, which is pretty much a red state.
Not lately.
She's running unopposed. No other person is running against her in the primary. So she wins, but she's not a real Republican. And she's wearing full headgear, the whole bit. And so this is laziness on the North Carolina Republican Party, number one. Number two, it is the MAGA grassroots just sitting on their ass, not paying attention to what's happening. And I know you had MAGA Dirt Biker on. We need to figure out a way to get an independent candidate to run in that race in North Carolina and win, because we cannot allow this hijab-wearing freak to represent Republicans. And again, she's not a Republican in Congress. This is crazy.
She's a disgusting freaking Islamist piece of shit. And
basically,
this is part and parcel with what North Carolina has become. For years, everybody told me North Carolina is great. North Carolina. I went to North Carolina. All I heard was Spanish being spoken. And I said to myself, how is this any different than Pennsylvania? How's it any different than New Jersey? Because it's not to me. All right. So maybe them telling everybody move to North Carolina didn't work out in their favor.
Well, that's because a lot of people from New York, New Jersey, those areas have moved there.
Yes. And then they had a chance to get a real governor in North Carolina. And what was the bullshit?
They made up some garbage. I mean, they're so racist. They went after, a minority candidate, right? A black guy, but he wasn't the right type of black guy. So, of course, he couldn't win.
That
Just
guy,
so sickening.
That guy, I love him. He's a hero, and I think he's a badass. And that is exactly what the Republican Party does. They take out the best ones, and they spend money, time, and effort to do it. Hence why we don't have right now, Governor Mastriano in Pennsylvania.
Oh, another great guy.
He is a friend. He is an American hero. And the Republicans spent more money putting out hit ads against him versus ever giving him $1 to win in the general. That is disgusting. And
it's horrifying.
That's what they do. It's what they do. So, So this problem in North Carolina, if I need to, I'll go get a P.O. box in North Carolina.
Yeah, right. There you go. Run as an independent write-in on all these different locations.
Every state. I'm just owning it. I'm a MAGA mercenary. That's a different way of saying
there you go.
That's right. But it's sick. So the thing is with this girl, does she really think people buy the fact that she's a Republican? Like this is the sickness.
She made some video saying that she used to be a Democrat, and by the way, she's voted Democrat like her whole life.
Yes.
She's talked about all kinds of horrible things. She's even said things like she supports ISIS. I mean,
Yeah.
this is like the worst possible person, other than the one that's now possibly going to take Crockett's spot, which we need to talk about because that guy's absolutely insane as well. But I mean, she put some video out saying that she's changed and she now likes the Republican Party and she believes in their principles and values. I mean, it's just a giant circle jerk is what it is.
It's disgusting. You know, what is that? Is that their appeal to freaking like DEI or some bullshit? No, they just think people are dumb enough. They're going to go with it and they're going to accept it and nobody will say anything. That's about how they operate, you know?
Yeah.
It's utterly freaking disgusting. Like, it just, what they're doing there is sick. And shame on North Carolina because, and it's not the people there. It's just, this is what they've done. They're trying to expand their reach from Maine all the way down to Florida. And people could say, well, look, you know, we got Virginia, you lost Virginia. You know, we got, you lost. And it's because it's payback. It's payback. And the uniparty machine is doing what they do best.
I know. And the thing is like with and I said this before and I'll say it again, people that are complaining that we're not putting these people in jail and we've got all these judges, these judicial gnats, as I like to call them, that are stopping things. And we've got the Supreme Court. We've got all these other things. We've got Congress not working with us. We've got slim, majorities in both. But President Trump isn't just sitting there saying, oh, well, I don't have a Congress, so I'm just going to, hang my hat and not do anything. He's wiping out terrorist regimes. He got rid of Venezuela. He's getting ready to get rid of Iran. He's going to eventually have, hopefully, the fall of the Cuban regime. So we're solving world problems. And so people need to understand that it's not President Trump and his fault and his administration. They're doing what they need to do. It's these weak, fake Republicans that are the problem. They're the ones that need a good kick in the ass, or the nuts for that matter, and they need to get moving. And the only way that that's going to happen is by grassroots people like me and you and the MAGA movement out there. And that's what we need to do. That's what has to happen, because they're the reason that things are not going well domestically. But again, as I said, internationally speaking, amazing. We're doing great.
Yes. And, Style Slate, and that right there, the girl on the screen. This is a link to Josh.
Yeah, you're going to vote for that?
There's your Republican conservative warrior. Maybe Steve Bannon will jerk off over on the show. All right, so there's your conservative superhero right there, buddy. Yeah. And Style Slade says that Trump is flooding the zone. Trump is doing everything that he can.
Exactly.
And I wish people he's doing what he can. And are there things that I wish he would just go more hardcore on? Sure. But at the same time, it doesn't mean I hate him. I turn on him. He's betrayed us. No, there's enough assholes to do that shit. He's doing what he can because, again, the same problem that existed in his first term that I talked about before he became president, that I talked about his entire presidency and leading up to the next round, was you can't let the man do it all alone. The difference this time, he has an administration that he actually likes and believes in and that he handpicked. So that's beautiful, but it's still not. The people need to get active and get involved and kind of supersede these schmucks. I know,
and it's so true, because even in his first term, he was still able to get things done.
Yes,
but he didn't do anywhere near what he did on the international stage. I mean, he did the Abraham Accords, of course, that was amazing. But as far as the other things, I mean, he got us out of the Iranian deal, which was horrible. Yeah. But look what he's done already in 13 months. No, I mean, it's absolutely incredible, really.
The man, and again, like we talked about, and one of the things I think is brilliant and people don't talk about enough, we talked about this on Sunday, is people need to understand that what's happening in Iran, while these idiots in America, and I love the video of the people coming in front of the White House protesting in defense of Iran, the few hundred of them, and then all of a sudden, tens of thousands were around them, cheering Trump on, just like in Los Angeles, just like all over the world. But in America, you have Iranians. A number one song in America, DJ club song, is the Trump said the Ayatollah is dead, and they're dancing to it, doing
they're playing it everywhere. And isn't it amazing that you have Jews and Iranians, Israelis and
Yep.
Iranians dancing together, holding and hugging each other. I mean, did you ever think you would see that? It's unbelievable. And that's why his polling numbers are going up and up and up.
Oh, do you mean Fox News lied when they said that everybody hates Trump now? Oh, come on now. How dare you denounce
Just remember, when you see a poll that shows registered voters, just ignore it. Or if you don't ignore it, add 5 to 7 points on top of it, because a likely voter poll is going to be much better for a Republican. Now, they do that on purpose because they don't want to show Republican support.
It's a demoralization campaign.
Yeah, so a registered voter poll is people that are registered to vote, but they don't necessarily vote every election cycle. A likely voter poll is exactly that. I am most definitely likely to vote. That's the one you want to look at.
Yeah.
That's the one you want to look at.
And it's literally crazy how good he's doing. And again, like I was talking about, this for people taking note. And again, what pisses me off are the ones that know better, like my friend. Wait a minute. Hang on. Let's do it. To show you. There I am with him. Tell you right now, I talk about the globalists my whole life, and I'm against globalists, and I know about the CIA and the intelligence state, but Trump betrayed us by going after the regime that was put in place by the intelligence state, the CIA. He's in on it. He's owned by Israel. I'll tell you right now. By the CMOS.
Yeah.
It's like when the people talk, it's like we brought up the point the other night about these, people who, I'm not against the Jews, I'm against Israel. I'm America first. But again, who liberated and gave Israel, the Jews, back their actual rightful land. It was America. So by proxy, you're against America. And Trump has cut the head off the intelligentsia state globally. And that's why the dude from Germany, bravo to him. He's got balls finally,
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, you can clearly see what's happening. Everyone that they think is going to be their next leader is going to be dead next week. You know what I mean? They said that within the first 5 days, the administration was expecting to own about 30% of the airspace.
Nope.
They actually owned 65%. So they were more than double what they actually thought that they were going to be able to do. Yeah. They're running out of rockets, Iran. They're running out of drones, Iran. I love the story about how the drone was shot at our soldiers and our military, and then they reverse engineered it and sent it right back at them, which was just awesome. But also remember that because of Bathhouse Barry Obama, they even have drone technology at all. Because remember, they shot down a drone over the Straits of Hormuz in 2000, I think it was late 2010.
Yeah. And
Obama reached out and said, can we have that back? And they were like, yeah, right. And so they took it. They had their engineers re-engineer it, right? Figure out the technology. But here's the thing. We're on 2026 technology. They're on 2011 technology. Yes. So they don't have a shot. They don't have a chance. This was so good to destroy China, too, because China right now is suffering majorly, economically speaking. And so, what else this does is the fact that, and I'm glad they didn't get involved, thankfully, but the fact that they didn't get involved, think about this. That shows all the other countries that they thought they could depend on the other big country out there besides the United States for protection. Well, guess what? They didn't. Russia didn't. China didn't, right? So the Iranians are now going, holy cow, we're all by ourselves. So now they're pissing off everybody around them, right? Azerbaijan's coming in on them. They were going to arm the Kurdish forces, which is going to be amazing. And I'll say it right now, we need boots on the ground. Israeli boots on the ground. Once this is done, once we wipe out this regime and we have that first 100 days of a new transition, we're going to need 12 to 15,000 IDF soldiers in and around Tehran and all around Iran to keep the peace, to make sure that the remnants that maybe supported the old regime are no longer there, that kind of thing. So this is going to be very, very interesting. But we need boots on the ground, not American boots. We need Israeli boots. And I think we'll get it.
And they actually showed them boots on the ground, I think yesterday. I forgot where, but they're actually Israeli soldiers are actually physically on the ground now.
Yeah.
Not in mass yet, but and then also the geniosity, I don't know if that's a word, of what's going on in Lebanon, where you have the leader of Lebanon saying, please take them out. Just don't hit anything precious to us, please. You know, we'll help you. We'll give you whatever you need. And they're kicking Hamas or Hezbollah's ass in Lebanon. And again, I always say his name, Raza, the
Pahlavi.
Yes, that one. They actually hacked Iranian television again today and put his message out there, telling, you know, the Kurds. I love the Kurds. I always love the Kurds. They're some great people, and for a lot of reasons that I can't even talk about on the air. But
they've been persecuted for 47 years along with everyone else.
They love America. Not even these countries. They love America more than pretty much any libtard out there. But and they're fighters. So him saying that you'll be welcome back in, and then these other excluded people that have been fighting basically resistance for 47 years. So apparently, there's talks about bringing him in after the air campaign winds down, or at least getting him in the region.
Yeah.
And having him come in, because dude, they have people literally dancing and having barbecues saying the Iranians are doing the Trump dance, and they're being translated. We don't need fireworks. Israel and America are taking care of that for us. So they're cheering every time a building is blown up. But
it's so amazing to not only see that, but think about the contrast of that, right? You have people all around the world, all around the Middle East. I mean, not just the Middle East. I mean, Australia, New Zealand, UK, everyone is screaming and screaming for this to have happened. But the only ones that aren't happy are the Democrats here at home.
That's right.
And that's why I said on X the other day, and I meant it seriously, what is the difference between the current Democratic Party of 2026 and, I don't know, Hezbollah, Hamas, Boko Haram, Islamic Jihad, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, the Iranian regime? Really nothing. The only difference is we have a Second Amendment here in the United States. Because if we didn't, do you think that they would do anything different than what the Iranian regime has done to their own people? That's why people need to understand how powerful and amazing that this is.
Mm-hmm. And again, no matter how many times I see it, no matter how many times I read stories about it, I watch videos, whatever, I cannot help but to get that excited feeling inside of me. Like I said, this must be how those neocons feel when they go in. But it's great when even John Bolton's condemning Trump for doing this. We should be nuking Iran, nuking North Korea, nuking everybody. But John Bolton has come out against Trump. So that's how you know he's doing it.
Which doesn't make any sense.
No.
Because he's been one of the loudest voices for regime change in Iran for, I don't know, the last 2 to 3 decades, probably.
He wants
maybe Lindsey Grahamsty.
Yeah, he wants 200,000 troops on the ground armed with slingshot.
Well, yeah, we're not doing that, obviously. Yeah, he's got his own problems right now.
Yeah,
plenty.
He does. Piece of shit. So like it's refreshing to see, and it's a beautiful thing to see, and I love it. I love what's happening. I see it for what it is. It is amazing what he's doing. And if people don't understand it, well, just read the room and look around you, because the rest of the world gets it. All right. And apparently the new chancellor of Germany gets it. So God bless that guy. I didn't even know they got a good one in there finally, somehow, some way. But
I wouldn't say he's a good one. You talking about Mers?
Yeah, better than
no, he's a globalist.
Better than Merkel. Oh, of course he's globalist. Yeah. But he's definitely better than Merkel. So,
not the same.
Yeah.
About the same. Are their borders closed? No.
Well,
you know what I mean? Bottom line with Europe, and the problem with Europe is the European Union.
Yes.
Got to get rid of it. Got to get rid of it because you've lost control of controlling your own borders. So any country in the European Union, you can't control your borders because you're part of the union. That's the problem.
What I want to see the European Union die. I want to see the United Nations die. I want it all to go to hell. But what I enjoy more than anything is seeing that even these reporters, and this wasn't some conservative talking show, this was a regular reporter on UK television going off on the prime minister, leaving their troops over there in the Middle East with zero backing, because we won't, UK and France won't go there and help them because they have to condemn what the evil Trump is doing. You know what? Again,
wow, the days of Churchill are so over.
Oh my God, yes.
Right? I mean, think about it. We'll get them on the land, we'll get them on the sea, we'll get them in the air, right? Yeah. Now they're like, never mind. We're going to let these, Islamic gang rapers into our country and sit this one out. Meanwhile, you've got the smallest country pretty much in all of the Middle East with the absolute second most powerful military in the world, I would say, kicking ass with us, right beside us. It's just amazing to see. And remember, I said this before, President Trump and Netanyahu have been friends for like 50 years.
Yes.
Okay. They've known each other. They've done real estate deals together. They've been together for years. So they trust each other like brothers. And that's a big part of why we're being so successful, because both countries trust each other 100%. And it's just amazing watching this unfold and finally seeing the liberation of these people.
It's brilliant. And I know we're talking about it a lot, but I just can't get over the excitement of it because it's a beautiful thing to see. So I'm enjoying the living hell out of it. And I think it's brilliant and I think it's great. And the Strait of Hormuz, just the ass kicking that, and there's the Promethean group, I think, with the older ladies on X that always give their long videos. I forgot something of Promethean.
I think I've seen videos of them as well.
You probably have. Ingenious. Yeah. Because one of the things I love is watching the British Empire collapse right in front of our eyes, and nobody pays attention to that. Nobody pays attention. The Lloyds of London pulling their backing from the Strait of Hormuz and the ships that are going through there. Then Trump saying, we're going to back those ships and give naval escort. That is another shot at the monarchy, at one of the most evil entities the world has ever known and ever seen. Please believe I've spoken about it for 20 years. The British Empire is responsible for more brutalization, death, destruction, evil throughout the history of time than you'll ever realize, okay? And it's just, that's why we had the right idea of the revolution. And then Thomas Jefferson, which, again, France, their PT and basic training looks like this. Vice versa. Down.
Yeah, really. Well, they got their own problems because Randy Andy is going to be singing like a canary if they have any kind of trial. But again, I doubt it's going to be a trial. I would say more than likely he's going to have a, quote, accident.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they're going to Diana him in a tunnel somewhere. Yeah, I don't foresee him seeing a courtroom.
No, not at all. Not at all. But again, they're freaking evil, man. And that's why when Jefferson came back and said the French, who finally showed up in the revolution, they need our support. They're at war with the UK. And no, we can't. We're trading partners. And then whoops, they got mad and they came and burned down our White House. And we're sorry. Let's trade with you again. Fuck the UK. Not the people. Not the people. All right. There's a lot of good people over there that feel just like we do. And you see them by the millions in the streets. Okay. But that monarchy bullshit is corrosive.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing? You have all these liberal idiots here in America, right? The nose ring mafia, all these people screaming at the top of their lungs, no kings, no kings, no kings. Meanwhile, there's an actual king across the pond. Where are the rallies? Where are the riots? Where are the all the different things that they were doing here? Why isn't it happening there where there's an actual king?
Yes.
It goes to show you how disingenuous they are.
Oh God, they're too stupid to even know what disingenuous means. All right,
that
too. One of the most moronic freaking people I've ever seen in my life. It's disgusting. It's just the Iranian citizens that are putting out these videos telling off the liberals of America is just
it's just great. It's because you know what, these liberals have never dealt with tyranny. No. What they ran out of soy milk at the supermarket. I mean, seriously, there's never been a situation for any of these people that they have had any hardship at all. No one has been told that they have to dress head to toe in a bed sheet with a slit for their eyes, and that's it. No one has been told that if they speak out publicly against this regime or say anything, that they'll be murdered. I mean, it's like, it's such a joke that they don't understand it. And the only thing you can chalk that up to is the public education system, which of course, is masquerading as an indoctrination center all around the country.
Oh, yeah. Again, you don't need secret programs like MKUltra anymore because everybody's under MKUltra indoctrination, okay? Remember, these little devices here, they're a part of it. Your social media that you obsess over, yours is nicer. You got the nice cover. All right, whatever.
That was the end. That was the back of it.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Everything is patriotic with me, buddy.
I love it. Anyway.
Where do you see my new background that I'm going to have up? I think I showed it on the show before.
Yeah,
So,
I didn't get to
it'd be
see it
amazing.
yet, so I'm waiting for the reveal. But I'm loving this, so I keep saying,
Yeah, this is cool.
if I'm
Yeah, I
looking-
said that I wanted it in quote Iron Maiden font, and
Nice.
so they got pretty close.
It's pretty
So,
bad. So if you see me looking at you lovingly, it's not you. I'm looking at your backside.
Yeah.
I'm looking at your backside, not you, you sick bastard.
Yeah, there you go.
But like seriously, you know, the libtards were literally, there was this one heffalump, right? This bitch had to weigh about 6 bills, all right? And she's wearing a belly shirt, of course, because you know fat rolls are sexy. Probably got mushrooms growing underneath the flab, right? And she's got her blue hair on one side of her head, the other side shaved, and the shaven part is yellow. Her had like a nose ring with a nose ring attached to it, and talking about, look at these Iranian women throwing their hair all around like a bunch of idiots. They're so indoctrinated. And this one Iranian girl was just, oh my god, this takedown. It was brilliant.
we call those the unfuckables.
Yeah.
Remember the young kids movie, The Incredibles?
Yes.
I have a T-shirt actually that I created with a bunch of fat liberal women. I think it's called Awful. So it's American white fat liberals, I think, and it says awful underneath it. So yeah, that's what they are. They're awful.
Very appropriate. Very very appropriate. We need to give some Rage shirts. All right, I need to.
We should do that. Rage shirts and hats. Let's do it.
That's something.
Maybe even use like a similar design, because I have one that's similar to that for you. That's blue, so
nice.
Red and blue. You know, so it'll look cool.
Wait a minute, you're making me a fucking liberal?
No, man, I'm just red and blue. Whatever.
How dare you?
It'll look good. Trust me, it'll look. I'll take the blue one. I don't care.
No,
either one doesn't matter to me.
No,
but they look cool.
That's awesome, man. I can't wait. But like seriously, we need the merch. All right, so time's going by. I'm all excited here. Again,
Yep.
I saw a video of something in Iran blowing up right before I got on the air, and that's why I forgot to put myself on my own show. So you know, I was all beside myself.
There's shit blowing up all over Iran every 2 minutes.
It's great.
I mean,
man.
it's just everywhere.
And,
you know?
and I like the extra FU where they said the shock and awe hasn't even begun yet.
Yeah,
I love that.
I know. It's so great. It's so great. Did you hear the son that was, I guess, appointed for the next couple of days or a week, whatever, until he's, you know, pushing up daisies or whatever?
Yeah.
Well, apparently he likes to shoot off a lot of missiles, but he's got a little problem. He can't shoot off his own missile, if you know what I mean. All right, his little tiny pea shooter, yeah, it doesn't work very well. So apparently there's a story about him being impotent and going to the UK to try to fix his schmendameckel there. So it's pretty funny. So I had to put a post on X with it, and then I said, like in parentheses, I said, I have a broken dick, and then I put his picture and put it, you know, directly to him and all that. So you know.
Wow. So we have an impotent Ayatollah or an impotent jihadi?
We have an impotent Ayatollah for the next week.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that's the good news, right? He doesn't have to worry about using it because he's not going to be around much longer anyway.
That's true. But in the meantime, the goats around him are safe, you know?
The goats are safe, yeah. Apparently, from what I understand, you know, he's he could do the goat herding at the end of a cliff and hopefully they'll back up. But even if they back up, nothing's going to happen. So
they're safe. That's their safe space, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look, he has nothing, right?
We're coming to
one of those little bang snaps, you know, 4th of July. You throw him on the ground, they boom. That's what he's got.
That's fantastic.
That's all he can shoot off.
He's getting ready to meet his pedophile prophet. He's getting ready. You know, him and his 72 goats. He's coming.
72 goats.
Probably
it's coming.
I can't do it anymore. The time has passed. Every time I do an Alex Jones impersonation, I lose the ability to.
Oh yeah, because you really, ladies and gentlemen, you know, you really get in there. I can't really do it very well.
You know, well, it's years of practice. Say right now, I've seen it all in my life. I've been going on these levels forever. And I tell you, I am the tip of the spear.
I see. The thing is, because I'm originally from New Jersey and I grew up around New York Jews, New York Italians, that kind of thing, all my relatives sound like Bernie Sanders, right? So I can do his voice. We're going to give you free health care. We're going to take care of you. All that, you know. So I've always heard that.
I don't get it. I'm from Jersey. No. I more guineas. More guineas. I guess it's appropriate, you know. But I am an Irish.
I could do Fauci too. Senator Paul, I did not do gain of function research. Right? That's what he sounds like. Another idiot. But one I can't do, and I will admit I can't do it. I can't do Trump's voice. I have tried and tried. I can't do it.
No,
I can't do it. Some people can do it. I can't do it.
Sean Paresh is hilarious. Some of the videos he does is just so freaking great. I mean, when he does the impersonation of Trump, I mean,
Sean Farash, he's the best. He is the best at it, without a doubt.
It's so good. I have so many videos that I want to play of just these, and then there's the AI crap too. But it's so good. They already have the one of him dressed like Fidel. Yeah. Part 2.
I think I saw that one.
This is a part 2 that just came out now. So it's something muchachos, and he's saying he's getting ready to buy his new car from Cuba from 1953.
Yeah,
and,
Studebaker probably.
Dude, a Model T.
A Model T, yeah.
That's
from
right.
like 1926.
Nothing but the best in Cuba. Anyway, so
that regime's on its way out.
Yeah, they're asking.
Diaz Canal. He's going to be in a canal very, very soon because they are just. I mean, they're not even poor. They're beyond. They're po. They can't afford the OR. I mean, things are so bad. They lost all of everything that they used to get from Venezuela. It's really, really bad there. So I don't know. I mean, I would assume it's going to fall probably pretty soon. I mean, it's like all we need to do is blow on it, and it's just going to go. But we ought to be looking at that regime next. So I think we will. I mean,
Trump said it's going to be a friendly takeover of Cuba. So I mean, I don't know what that means necessarily, but so far I like Trump's version of friendly, of whatever. So do what you must, Mr. President.
Good stuff.
The Cubans support you, but the American politicians and liberals will not. And the other
Isn't that amazing? Like I said before, it's so easy for him to just dominate the global stage. Yeah. But yet here he's got to fight with these idiots in Congress that are in his own party.
Yeah.
It's like, with Republicans like that, who needs Democrats?
Yeah, I know. They're actually worse than the freaking Dems. Again, the cancer scum that you're getting. And again,
absolutely true.
I just can't be nice. I spoke about it with the MAGA Alliance crew, and I got to say it again. This is going complete 360, but back to election talk. But when I saw the little love post, oh my God. You know what? If you know, you know. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ken Paxton is like such a hero. He's such a great man for volunteering to drop out of the race. I'm Scott Pressler. Bow down as I get millions and I pay you money.
I was trying to figure out where you were going with that.
I pay you money to go swap my hair around, you fucking CIA father hack bitch. The bot army will come. And this is some of the person who sat down with Scott Pressler in Detroit. And it was so nice until I had somebody come on.
I met him too. He's pretty tall.
He's tall. Brian Ferentz came on, and he has a problem with Scott Pressler because he said he's
I did his show once a long time ago.
He's an interesting dude, but he exposed some stuff. I didn't even attack Scott. I said, well, I'd like to give him a chance to come on and have a conversation or, defend. And even he was like, no, he won't do it, but great. Then all of a sudden I'm blocked. I'm blocked by Scott Pressler, who was following me and going back and forth about Maine and then saying he's not going to come to Maine because basically nobody cares about Maine. It's not juicy enough for him to go and buy a house in and magically set up shop like he did in Pennsylvania. Listen, he didn't do jack shit in Pennsylvania. I know all the groups and the real people who did the work. He was not one of them, but he bandwagoned it like he always does. All right. So now, though.
I know Cliff Maloney.
Oh, yeah.
From Pennsylvania Chase. Good guy. I know he did a lot as well. But look, say what you want about Pressler. He did do a lot of work and flipped a lot of those counties. So
he can kiss.
You got to give him some credit.
No,
but the bottom line is we've got to pass this SAVE Act, and it's interesting because obviously we want Paxton. Paxton is number one. Cornyn is a total rhino douchebag, right? We all know that. But from what I'm hearing, it's basically President Trump might actually endorse Cornyn. Now, I don't want him to do that. Nope. I'll be perfectly honest. I want him to go with Paxton because if he goes with Paxton, the MAGA movement will be behind him and he will win. If he goes with Cornyn, you got a real solid chance of Tellerico winning that seat, sadly, in Texas. Now, if John Thune is trying to blackmail the president and he says, Mr. President, we really want Cornyn to stay in the Senate, so I tell you what, if you endorse him, then we'll do the SAVE Act. Wink, 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 wink. So here's the thing. if I was President Trump, and I don't think he's this stupid, I would say, I tell you what, I want the SAVE Act, and I know my people want Paxton. Here's the deal. You get the SAVE Act done, signed, sealed, delivered on my desk before the runoff election. In other words, I want this ironclad in law. And then after that, I'll endorse Cornyn. Now, I don't want that to happen, but I want election integrity more than I want an incredibly gifted MAGA America First patriot in the Senate. Because when you look at it from the big picture, if we can get the situation done and get that SAVE Act done and put into law, we've got a much better chance of bringing in more Ken Paxton type people in the future. And that doesn't mean that Ken Paxton couldn't run again or be part of the cabinet or something like that. Do I want Cornyn? No, he's a scumbag. He's an absolute rhino piece of garbage. But I want the SAVE Act more. Okay? And I'll be honest, and I don't care who hears it.
And it is disgusting to me because this is what I knew was going to happen because they've been doing it from as early as I can remember. My dad taking me out, and I was holding signs in a Blooming Grove Republican committee when I was like 12 years old for Tom Ridge of all people for governor of Pennsylvania.
Goodness, the first DHS secretary.
Oh yeah, like I was a kid, I was always involved and loved it. I was a diehard Republican. Then I learned the Republicans are dog shit too. I'm a true Republican, if you will. But nevertheless, leave it to them. That's why everybody, I'm all about the action. I'm all about the activeness. I'm all about people getting involved, but I know this is what they're going to do. Oh, you want this to make elections legal and fair and to give everybody a fighting chance? Well, we're going to hold it hostage so I get what I want. They all need to fucking go. Every last one of them needs to fucking go because until that stops, the country doesn't change ever.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I agree with you 100%. The story about DHS is an interesting one. It's never let a good crisis go to waste, right? That was the famous Rahm Emanuel quote when he was Chicago mayor. He said, never let a good crisis go to waste. Well, guess what? 9/11 happened. Everybody, at least at that time, got together. Everyone was patriotic. So what did they do? They passed the Patriot Act, or we should call it what it really is, the Unpatriotic Act, right? Because that's what allowed the FISA courts to expand and allow the spy warrants to increase. And remember, it's always right. What do they say? The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Well, guess what? That works for government too. So what did they do? They played and preyed on the fears of the American people with the big bag ISIS and Al Qaeda and everything else coming because of what happened in New York. Now we could have a whole nother discussion on whether or not that was an inside job or all that, or they were detonated or whatever. I'm not even talking about that, but just go with this, what I'm saying. And so what did they do? They said, well, we have a solution. Here's the solution, the Patriot Act. Not a solution. Oh, okay. How about we create the fourth largest entity of the entire federal government, and we'll call it the Department of Homeland Security, and we'll have 260,000 new federal workers. Yeah, that's what we'll do. And so here we are talking about, quote, defunding or funding this giant entity. How about we shut it down completely?
Amen.
Okay. We survived all those years without this thing. We do not need DHS at all. We shouldn't be talking about who's going to be the next secretary of this monstrosity. Okay. That's really where we're at. And that's how you can see that they have won by messaging and fear, because that's where DHS came from. And so, as you pointed out, Tom Ridge was the first one to be the secretary of that new agency. And I believe that was under George that was under George W. Bush's term.
Yep, of course. That was the whole agenda. Yep. And believe me, a dumb me at 18 years old, I was pissed because I couldn't vote for George Bush because I wasn't 18 around election time my senior year. But I was so excited to go work the campaign, go sign up to serve my country, everything else. Oh, it's a hero. Then you wake up. He
was my first vote for the presidency ever. Yeah. And then I voted for him again, obviously. Yeah. And then after that, I started to kind of wake up. I didn't like McCain. I liked Palin, but I didn't like McCain. So here in Arizona, when they had the primary, I voted for he's passed recently. I should know his name because I used to be on radio here, sandwiched between him and another guy. What was it? The 999 plan guy?
Ross Perot.
No. It wasn't. Can I finish? It wasn't that guy.
No,
No, it was the black guy. He did the 999
Yeah.
campaign. Why is that escaping me?
Oh,
Maybe
God,
somebody
right?
will say it. Here, let me see. Let me put up. Here, we'll do this live. 999 plan.
I know
What was
exactly
his
who you're
name?
talking about, and I cannot think of his name either.
Plan. Here we go. 999 plan was Herman Cain. There it is.
Oh.
So I voted for Herman Cain over Mitt Romney in that primary. And that's when I started realizing the differences between the Globalcratic Party, as I coined in 2014, and the rest of, the Republicans. Because you have a Globalcratic Party of both parties serving the globalists, right?
Yep.
And so the conservatives are completely different. Herman Cain is the one that I voted for. And I also voted, I think, for Dr. Ben Carson at one point, too. I started voting for the more conservative candidates. And this is something that, the MAGA Lions understand. Here, and I say this all the time, I've been saying it for years, and you may agree, you may not, but it doesn't matter. Anytime you have a candidate that's running in a primary, you always, as a Republican, vote for the most conservative candidate you possibly can. If that candidate, though, doesn't win, sadly, you have to vote for the one that did. And that's where people have a problem. I'm not going to support that guy if he doesn't agree with me. Okay, fair enough. You don't go and support him, but the Democrats never, ever not stick together. So they may have their primary people, that primary person loses, but then the other one wins. They're going to get behind that person. And so I always say all the time, a Democrat could literally strangle a kitten on live television. But as long as there's a D in front of their name, everything's forgiven. Yep. Republicans don't do that. They go, well, way back in 1978 on a Tuesday afternoon, you voted against this. And so therefore I'm staying home. And that's how Democrats can win these closer elections. So I always say the same thing. You cannot change the party from the outside looking in. You can only change the party from the inside looking out, meaning that you have to get in with as many MAGA America First patriots as possible, and then weed out the rhinos and the establishments and the globalists. But that's a hard concept for people to understand and digest.
No, you're right. And it does suck. It sucks, and that's why it's going to keep sucking until we do what we need to do and more people get active and get involved and freaking, actually go and start now, finish the change that Trump has started and actually run with it. That's my biggest fear going forward. What you said is spot on. And Rush Limbaugh on the golden microphone in the chat room. I'm still honored that I got to go into his studio and sit down with the man and be interviewed by him. That was such an honor for me.
Oh, that's cool. I was never interviewed by him. Yeah, I was interviewed by Michael Savage once.
Yeah,
that was kind of cool. When I was first coming up, my main influences were Michael Savage, because I liked how intellectual he was, but also savage. He would go after people and things like that. And I would probably say Rush, of course, definitely Rush. But I can't stand Sean Vanity.
No.
Mark Levin. Those people to me are too controlled opposition. You know what I mean? Michael Savage, or Michael Weiner, his real name, right? He was one of the originals because he could talk about anything. He was so smart. He could talk about it all. Politics, chrome bumpers in the 50s, Italian pasta. I mean, he just had such an interesting array of topics all the time on his show. But, he had his own show on MSLST for about, I think, maybe a week or 2 days or 3 days. Somebody called in, and I don't know what they were talking about, but they had this kind of effeminate voice. And you know how Michael was. He didn't want to hear, hey, Michael, how you doing? Yeah, I don't want to hear that. What do you want? What's the topic? What's going on? And so this guy calls in, and he's like, Michael. And so I think the guy's name was Travis or something. So Michael Savage goes, Travis, right back to him. And he goes, do me a favor. Call me when you have a man's voice. Click, and hangs up on him, right? So the guy calls back, and he starts yelling and screaming at him. And Savage just lets him have it. He goes, yeah, I hope you get AIDS and die, you fucking pig. Click. And that was his last show on the air. You know what I mean? That was it. He never went any further than that. Dude, but he was a legend. He's still around. I mean, I don't know.
He's he sounds like a liberal now.
Does he? I haven't heard him in years.
Oh God. All he does is he's friends with Trump, but he comes out and bashes Trump every single day now. It's sad to see. And because I loved him too. And now it's
another Drudge Report, right?
Oh God, yeah. You know, I think the San Francisco air got to Savage, but you know, I grew up. My father used to have on Paul Harvey, Bob
Harvey,
Grant,
great.
Rush, Big Rush. My father had like the '80s. My dad was listening to Rush Limbaugh all the time. It had all like his tapes, and you know, we used to watch his show and everything else. So yeah, so that's why I was always partial to talk radio, and of course I did love Savage too, but whatever, you know, everybody goes right. I mean, people used to look at David Icke as a hero, and now he's like, you know, whatever. But it's interesting times, man. It's interesting times.
It is definitely interesting times, and it seems like the goats and, you know, the real conservatives, the authentic ones that have been consistent for decades or more, they're harder to find. You have this new breed that will kind of say whatever they think they need to say in order to hold an audience. And I've never done that. I've always been consistent and truthful. And trust me, I've taken my lumps for it, but I still have an audience because they know they can come back to me and they know they're going to get the truth and they know they're going to get a consistent message.
Yep. So. And me, I've just been a dick since 2006. What can I say? Yeah. And I saw in the chat room, G. Gordon Liddy. Amen. Love that guy. Got to hang out with him. G. Gordon Liddy is a freaking legend. That's just a badass. All right. You know, anyway, that's a harder story. We should talk about, anyway.
Well, I think we're at the hour, aren't we?
We are. I just noticed that. That's why I'm stumbling over myself. Like, what
I know. It's my wife's birthday, so I can't spend too much more here.
You want to do another 5 hours? Bring her on the air. Come on.
Yeah, right. Yeah, she does. She's just, I don't know. She's camera shy. She just doesn't like to. She doesn't like the spotlight. You know, she's conservative as hell, but she doesn't like the spotlight. So you heard her. You talked to her a little bit.
She's a badass. You know, happy birthday to her.
Yeah,
we're sending her love and best wishes. So
thank you. I appreciate that.
You don't have to go and do the whole marathon with me in my next 17 hours.
No, just Substack. You know, just check it out. jbushow.substack.com. Of course, you get a copy, digital copy of the book if you join it. And you know, I cover the shows and do the shows just like I'm doing right now. So if you want, you know, absolute truth just smashed into your face, whether you like to hear it or not, join the Substack. jbushow.substack.com.
Outstanding. And make sure to listen to the Rage of Aquarius live Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. You should rerun that, by the way, on Mondays. I'm going to. I just it was a pain in the balls to do it last week, so now starting this week. So thanks for spoiling my my thing there. Oh, okay. But Monday nights is going to re-air at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Actually, that is the goal. So all right. So we're covering. We got Thursday, we got Friday, Saturday is what it is, and then we have Sunday and we have Monday. There you go. So that should be a decent amount of rage. Hopefully everybody enjoys it. We enjoy doing it. So. It's awesome, bro. But as always, man, thank you. All right, my man. God bless. Take care. Enjoy the next 3. Thank you, at least. All right, man. Catch you later, man. Bye. And there he goes, ladies and gentlemen, the one and the only Mr. Josh Bernstein checking out. And don't worry, I'm still here to entertain you. So the first 2 hours, that was my warm-up. No, I'm kidding. Not really. But it went by very, very quickly. I'm telling you,